All right, here's the latest news break that is coming in. Seat sharing talks have intensified in the state of Bihar. Understandably, 17th of this month is the last date of filing your nomination for the first phase. 20th is filing nominations for the second phase. And seat sharing yet has not been reached where allies are concerned. So the latest news that is coming in is, of course, on the seat sharing talks, this time within the NDA fold, have hit another roadblock. Chirag Paswan is unlikely to meet BJP leaders, but Deputy Chief Minister Samrat Chaudhary says good news coming soon. Decision on most seats finalized within the Mahagathbandhan, where, of course, the NDA and then the Mahagathbandhan seat allocation will be announced tomorrow or the day after. Decision on 90% of seats have been taken, only 10% seats remaining. It's interesting, while candidates seemingly have been finalized, but we still don't know how many seats are being given to various allies of both factions, where NDA and Mahagathbandhan comes into question. But let's listen in. Lots of reactions coming in thick and fast, and we cut across to my colleague Rohit Singh, who's joining us from Patna.
श्री प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में एनडीए पूरी तरह एकजुट होकर सबसे वार्ता चल रही है। देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी, बिहार के लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार जी, चिराग पासवान जी, जीतन राम मांझी जी, उपेंद्र कुशवाहा जी, सभी पार्टियों से लगातार भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता बात कर रहे हैं। बड़ा ही सौहार्द माहौल में सबसे वार्ता हो रही है और जल्द ही आप लोगों को खुशखबरी मिलेगी कि सबका गठबंधन का स्वरूप, सीट की संख्या सब आपको बताने का काम किया जाएगा।
All right, so this is classic post the announcement of what is the seat sharing arrangement. You see a lot of posturing, muscle flexing, and then you see certain leaders trying to, calm the frayed nerves. Samrat Chaudhary, Deputy CM Bihar, using and doing exactly just that. But I want to pull in Rohit Singh from Patna for a larger understanding on what's going on both camps. Rohit, at one end in the NDA, LJP muscle flexing continues with certain leaders, throwing in the Jan Suraj pull, suggesting that we might shift. On the other hand, the latest coming in, Chirag Paswan not quite happy with the current offer on what has been given to him. What are you picking up? How much of that is posturing? How much of that is real intent? Jitin Ram Maanjhi, cryptic tweets coming in.
Well, see, it's the last few, you can say, hours left before the final seat sharing agreement is finalized. But it's a Herculean task for the BJP. Remember why for the BJP? Because whether it's Chirag Paswan, whether it's Jitan Ram Maanjhi, or whether it's Upendra Kushwaha, all these three parties are in alliance with the BJP and they have nothing to do with the Janata Dal United. So it's the BJP who has to take care of all these three alliance partners, and the manner in which Chirag Paswan and especially Chirag Paswan and Jitan Ram Maanjhi are showing their tantrums. In fact, we can say they are exerting pressure on the BJP, demanding more and more seats. What we are learning that Chirag Paswan wants at least 35 to 36 seats, but what we are learning that he is being offered around 28 seats. Same with Jitan Ram Maanjhi. He is also demanding like at least 15 seats be given to him. But what we are learning is that the BJP is offering 6 to 7 seats. So it's the pressure tactics at this point of time which is being exerted, especially on the BJP, and BJP is finding it really challenging to ensure that the NDA camp remains united, because if something like what happened in 2020 happens, if Chirag Paswan is really annoyed, if he is really not happy, and if he decides to walk out of the NDA alliance, that could spell disaster for the NDA in these elections. So the BJP is trying to all its might to ensure that Chirag Paswan is also kept happy, Jitan Ram Maanjhi is also kept happy, and Upendra Kushwaha also. So now remains to be seen how soon
Rohit, for a moment now switch to what's happening in the Mahagathbandhan. What's going on there?
Well, similar trouble for Tejasvi Yadav also as far as Mahagathbandhan is concerned, because the Congress party is also exerting pressure on Tejasvi Yadav, and not only the Congress but the left parties. And this time around VIP, Mukesh Sahni, he is also exerting pressure. And why Mukesh Sahni is turning out to be a big, you can say, headache for Tejasvi Yadav is that this apart from asking about 30 seats to contest in Mahagathbandhan, Mukesh Sahni also wants a declaration, official declaration in the press conference, that he will be made the Deputy Chief Minister if a Mahagathbandhan government is formed. And with the left parties also, they are demanding at least 30 to 35 seats. The Congress, in fact, today, leaders met in Delhi today, and what we are learning is that they have almost finalized 25 seats which they will be contesting. So, in both the camps, whether it's NDA or Mahagathbandhan, there is trouble, and in fact, things are not as smooth as it was. We thought that it would be, and Tejasvi Yadav is having a difficult task at hand to manage his alliance partners. And on the NDA front, we are seeing that the BJP is having a tough time managing Chirag Manjhi and Upendra Kushwaha. But everything needs to be sorted out within next 24 hours, because remember, from 10th of October, the nominations is going to start for the first phase. Preeti.
All right. Well, my colleague Rohit, who, like we pointed out earlier, knows a thing or two more about Bihar than most of us, tracking the current seat-sharing dynamics which are ensuing in the state of Bihar. Thank you, Rohit. We're going to come back to you for more updates. Meanwhile, viewers, take a moment to reflect on what's really going on. At one end, the NDA in knots trying to figure out what would be the best seat-sharing formula. Multiple formulas that they are working on. Similarly for Mahagathbandhan, a question mark now arising where Jan Suraj comes into question, because you had Prashant Kishore who said that we're going to give out our candidates, forget about how many seats that they're going to contest on. He says they're contesting on all seats, but we're going to give out our candidates before any of the other lists are out. None of the three players have reached any consensus just yet.
With assembly elections in Bihar just weeks away, political parties are busy finalizing seat-sharing pacts. The BJP has intensified its preparations for the poll. The party met in Patna on Wednesday to discuss potential candidate names. A joint meeting of the NDA was also held to discuss seat-sharing and election strategy with its allies. According to sources, as per preliminary agreements, the JDU may get 101 to 102 seats, while BJP may receive 100 to 101 seats. Discussions are underway to allocate 24 to 25 seats to Chirag Paswan's party, 8 to 10 seats to Jitin Ram Manjhi's HAM party, and approximately 7 seats to Upendra Kushwaha's RLSP. But all is not well within the NDA. HAM's Jitin Ram Manjhi is not happy with the 7 to 8 seats on offer.
हमको इतना सीट दीजिए कि 60% स्कोरिंग सीट लावें तो 8 सीट जीत के आवें। इसका मतलब कि 8 दूनी 16 नहीं तो 15 सीट अगर हमको मिलती है तो हम 8 और 9 सीट जीत लेंगे। हम हो सकता है कि पॉलिटिकल पार्टी के रूप में इमर्ज कर जाएंगे। यही तो मांग मेरी है।
Manjhi also took a veiled dig at LJP's Chirag Paswan, claiming parties with 1 to 2 MLAs are demanding more seats than they deserve.
जिसका एक विधायक नहीं है वो अपने को बड़ा समझता है, जिसको 1-2 विधायक है जो अपने को बड़ा समझ रहा है और क्या क्या मांगता है वो मैंने नहीं करना चाहता।
Meanwhile, Chirag Paswan made it clear he will not agree to 25 seats.
सीट को लेकर क्या कहेंगे, कितनी सीटें मिलेंगी आपको चिराग जी? बहुत सब बड़ा सवाल।
बहुत जल्द ये जानकारी साझा कर दी जाएगी।
The Congress too held its Central Election Committee meeting to strategize for the upcoming polls. The party is aggressively pushing for 70 seats as part of the India Bloc Alliance. Sources say the Congress may contest on 70 tickets. The Vikashsheel Insan Party and left parties are likely to get 40 seats each. The RJD, meanwhile, is planning to contest in more than 130 seats.
बिहार की जनता इस मौजूदा सरकार से बेहद नाराज है, गुस्से में है और इस बार बिहार की जनता परिवर्तन चाहती है, बदलाव चाहती है, नया सरकार चाहती है और नया बिहार चाहती है.
All eyes are also on Prashant Kishore, whose Jan Swaraj has emerged as a credible third front in a state long defined by identity politics.
सीटों के बंटवारों का घमासान नहीं है, बिहार को लूटने का घमासान है कि कौन कितनी ज्यादा सीट पर लड़ेगा ताकि उसको आगे उतनी बड़ी लूट करने का अवसर मिल सके. इसीलिए जन स्वराज ने पहले ही कहा है, भैया कोई गठबंधन नहीं, एक ही गठबंधन है, जनता के साथ का गठबंधन. 243 सीट पर अपने दम पर लड़ेंगे. जनता ने आशीर्वाद दिया तो बिहार में सुधार का प्रयास है.
Political activity in Bihar has intensified ahead of the 2025 assembly elections. But both NDA and India Bloc have a tough task of sealing their seat pacts first. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, lots going on in terms of the political churn right before seat-sharing alliances are completely made in terms of number of seats expected any day now, both from the NDA and the Mahagathbandhan alliance. Let's break it down. Joining me, Dr. Manisha Priyam, political analyst, Pankaj Jha, political editor, Lallan Top, Rashid Kidwai, author, political commentator, Ashok Kumar Upadhyay, executive editor in the studio with me, and joining us shortly will be Mr. Amitabh Tiwari, political strategist and commentator. Manisha Priyam, let's begin with you. Which alliance are you watching closely? Do you suspect there will be any disruptions, or like we discussed yesterday, mostly all but posturing?
Preeti, I do think there's a lot more happening than what I said yesterday, and never underestimate the Bihari for their political instincts. And what we can see on the NDA side now is actually a very intricate game of politicking and a direct impact of the Prashant Kishore phenomena. You can see that both the leaders who are posturing for more seats are actually very minor players, all three of them. Upendra Kushwaha, not known for electoral victories, could not ensure his own victory, and not a big Kushwaha leader, but very important for the BJP right now because Samrat Chaudhary, their deputy chief minister, is a Kushwaha leader, and the BJP had hoped that he would be able to get in that Kushwaha vote with him. But with Samrat Chaudhary in the corner, Upendra Kushwaha becomes very important for the BJP as an ally. On the other side, you can see Chirag Paswan. Now, his posturing basically means that he's sending out a message to his voters that, look, I can bargain hard. But what is the fact? The fact really is that Chirag Paswan could not turn his legacy of being the son of Ramvilas Paswan into a political fortune for himself until the BJP came and said, okay, we are here to support you. So Chirag Paswan largely a front for posturing, but very important right now because that card within the BJP-JDU alliance held by Ashok Chaudhary is also being put on the mat by Prashant Kishore. So now the posturing of Chirag Paswan will signal back to the poorest of the poor that we, the leaders of the Pichhada Jatis, Chirag Paswan and Jitan Ram Manjhi, we are championing your cause in the big house of the BJP. So the BJP playing a last-minute politics of the Pichhadas by their leaders. This is very important. Of course, I know all is well within the BJP, but this means, therefore, that we will see a lot of public display of assertions by all these three leaders to fill in the gap.
There's hardly any time now left, Manisha Priyam, for assertions. One quick point also before we go on to the other guests. So, still think what's coming in from the LJP, murmurs of Jan Swaraj alliances, all of that is all plain posturing. This is Chirag Paswan trying to maneuver as many seats as he can.
Yes, and this will all augur well for the BJP and the JDU alliance and the NDA. I'm more worried on the other side as to how the Mahagathbandhan will stitch it up. Tejasvi has more seats, but not the political stature to be able to negotiate either with the VIP or with the Congress party or with the CPI-ML. And one has to see how those negotiations are stitched up in the absence of a big leader who can stitch it all up together. Of course, in all terms, the BJP and the JDU are far more poised to put all this together. So I would be more worried, just like yesterday, as I said, about the MGB.
All right, let's figure out what's going on within the MGB. Rashid Kidwai, who better to ask but you? It does seem the Congress still now ruing the fact that the last election they were given 70 seats. Most of them they claim were unwinnable. That's why their lot turned to just 19. This time they want winnable seats. What's going on within that camp?
Yeah, so I think Preeti, you're right. Last election, Congress proved to be a kamzor kadi, and that is where I think there is a lot of pressure on the Congress to set its house in order. But remember, that Lalu Yadav is keeping quiet, so he is not very active or proactive in getting sort of consensus building or bringing various factions together, or having a say in the ticket distribution, etc. So that has really complicated. And from the Congress side also, Preeti, this time it's very technology-driven kind of campaign, in the sense that the Krishna Aladu, who's the Congress General Secretary in charge, he's leaning a lot on the kind of what we call it Ranitikar, what the poll strategies is saying, what the surveys are saying. So there's a lot of fight going on behind the scene in whose survey, who's coming at number 1, number 2, number 3. So that is a kind of internal tussle is going on. But I think the Congress understands from last time that let's not bite what we cannot chew.
Is
so
the Congress being over ambitious, Rashid Kidwai? Because there's a huge chunk of the Congress that feels that there is a revival or sorts, or they believe that there is a revival of the party post the Vote Adhikar Yatra rally of Rahul Gandhi.
I think, Preeti, somewhere we in the media, we also create this hype. Actually, the Congress, the reverse is true, because Congress knows that last time they could not live up to the expectations, so they are far more realistic. But in terms of when cameras come, then they talk something very different, and they talk about the hype and the kind of thing that Rahul Gandhi is able to.
But as long as they're clued into reality, that's all that matters when the seat distribution happens. But Rashid, stay with me. I want to bring in two people who know Bihar very, very well. I have Ashok Kumar Upadhyay, who the executive editor of India Today, and like we pointed out with Rohit, knows a thing or two more about Bihar than most of us. Ashok ji, सबसे closely किसको watch कर रहे हैं? कौन posturing कर रहा है? कौन टूट सकता है इस पूरे सीट शेयरिंग अलायंस?
पिछले बार जब आपको याद होगा, जब पिछली बार सीट शेयरिंग हो रहा था, अलायंस अनाउंस हुआ, उस समय वीआईपी का नाम महागठबंधन में नहीं था। तो वीआईपी उस समय मतलब लास्ट मोमेंट पे छोड़ के चला गया महागठबंधन से एनडीए की तरफ। तो अभी भी कोई भी पार्टी किसी की तरफ जा सकता है, सब अपना हार्ड बार्गेनिंग कर रहे हैं। लेकिन जो अभी की स्थिति दिख रही है उसमें वीआईपी, जो कि रोज़ न्यूज़ में आ रहा है, रोज़ स्पेकुलेशन हो रहा है कि एनडीए के टच में है, और चिराग पासवान, जिनके बारे में कल खबर आई थी कि वो जनस्वराज के टच में।
आपको लगता है कि चिराग पासवान जनस्वराज जा सकते हैं?
अब पता नहीं, जा भी सकते हैं, क्योंकि
मनीषा प्रेम कह रही है सिर्फ पोस्चरिंग है, रहेंगे बीजेपी के साथ। हो सकता है
पोस्टरिंग है, लेकिन आज प्रशांत किशोर ने खुद बोला कि हम किसी से अलायंस नहीं करने जा रहे हैं, हम सारे सीट पे लड़ने जा रहे हैं। तो हो सकता है प्रशांत किशोर भी पोस्टरिंग कर रहे हो।
संजय झा, पॉलिटिकल एडिटर ललन टॉप। संजय जी, कैसे देखते हैं जो अभी की स्थिति है?
देखिए, मुझे लगता है इसमें दोनों तरफ कोई झंझट नहीं है। बिहार में कहावत है ना कि जब रसगुल्ला मांगते हैं तो आपको बतासा मिलता है। बतासा एक चीनी की मिठाई होती है, आजकल तो लोग खाते नहीं है। वही हाल है जब चुनाव से पहले इसी तरीके सब अपनी अपनी बात कहते हैं। चिराग पासवान का केस थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्टिंग है। इंटरेस्टिंग इसीलिए है कि लोकसभा चुनाव में आपको याद होगा प्रधानमंत्री मोदी की एक सभा थी बिहार में, उस सभा में चिराग नहीं गए। उन्होंने 5 सीटें मांग ली, जबकि उनके पास कुछ नहीं था। मतलब उस तरीके से देखें तो उनको लगता है इस बार भी ऐसा हो जाएगा। वो गुड कॉप बैड कॉप वाली काम कर रहे हैं, थ्योरी पर खेल रहे हैं, खुद कुछ नहीं बोलते हैं, पोस्टरिंग करते हैं। उनके लोग, यानी उनकी पार्टी के सांसद अरुण भारती, दूसरे लोग कहते हैं कि भाई सुनहरी बाग में उनका मंत्री वाला घर है, वो भी नहीं गए, उनके पास विकल्प खुला हुआ है। पिछली बार भी अकेले लड़े थे, इस बार भी लड़े, कहीं नहीं जाएंगे। मोदी जी के जो हनुमान हैं वो वहीं बने रहेंगे। हाँ, इस चक्कर में 1-2 सीटें उनकी बढ़ जाएंगी। असली जो प्रॉब्लम है ना दोनों गठबंधन में, वो महागठबंधन हो या फिर एनडीए है, उसमें कुछ ऐसी सीटें हैं, कांग्रेस ऐसी सीटें मांग रही है जहां पर आरजेडी का सिटिंग मेंबर है। वैसे ही चिराग पासवान कुछ ऐसी सीटें मांग रहे हैं जहां पर कि बीजेपी और जेडीयू की है। आपने इस बार देखा बीजेपी जेडीयू में कोई झगड़ा है? कहीं कोई खटपट नहीं है। बीजेपी अपने अलायंस पार्टनर से बात कर ले, सबसे बात हो जाएगी। उपेंद्र कुशवाहा ने तो सीटों की डिमांड भी पब्लिक नहीं की है। वो कहते हैं ना, बंद मुट्ठी लाख की खुल गई तो खाक की। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये 2-3 दिनों में सारी चीज़ें निपट जाएंगी। बड़े लोग आएंगे बीच में, सीन में अमित शाह होंगे। उधर महागठबंधन में भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। मुकेश सहनी को भी पता है वहाँ से भी इसी तरीके की चीज़ें खबरें बताई जाती हैं कि एनडीए में भी उनके तार जुड़े हुए हैं। ऐसा नहीं है, इस बार उनके लिए डोर बंद है। हालांकि राजनीति में किसी संभावना को खारिज नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन वो बने रहेंगे महागठबंधन में। पोस्टरिंग हो रही है और गठबंधन की एक बैठक में आरजेडी की तरफ से एक ऐसी बात कह दी गई थी मुकेश सहनी को लेकर, इस बात से थोड़े से भड़के हुए हैं और कोई बात ऐसी है नहीं।
So net, all of this is just posturing. What we see, nothing's really going to happen. Alliances are going to move exactly the way they are forming up. But one file in common from all four of you, we're also going to bring in Amitabh Tiwari, who's going to join us in just about a few minutes, who's conducted an all-new survey, in terms of numbers on what's happening on ground. But Manisha Priyam, let me put you on the spot on this. If these are the alliances and if seat sharing goes according to plan, according to whatever the formula they follow, who do you think has the edge going into an election less than a month away?
I definitely feel the NDA has the edge as far as elections are concerned. I just want to put one more option on the tray, sweetmeats tray that Sanjay ji has very kindly portrayed to you. He's spoken to you about the batasha and gulab jamun, etc. There is one other mithai that Sanjay ji may have been too young, but used to happen in Bihar when I was a child. It's called the hawa mithai. When you just blow up sugar and you turn it into a candy of sorts, and people would put it around a bamboo stick and walk around saying mithai hai, and we would get it for 10 paisa, it would just melt into your mouth. So I think the posturing is more of a hawa mithai, except what I see on the Mahagathbandhan side, where I know that there are genuine demands on Tejasvi, and of course there is some amount of what Sanjay ji and others will appreciate, the word called Bad Bolapan, and that's something the main keystone of the MGB, the RJD has to keep in check. Much of it has been witnessed in the past, so I'd be more worried on that side. On this side, Hanumanji, Batasha, Hawa Mithai and Gulab Jamun all will work together, and the JDU and the BJP have a perfect coordination.
All right, Rashid Kidwai, arithmetically, if you look at it, if you look at caste combinations, if you look at alliances, everyone seems to suggest that the NDA is, they have a lead even right in the beginning. Is there an understanding of that, where the Mahagathbandhan is concerned? Because a lot of people who've come back from Bihar also seem to suggest that kind of pull or chemistry one talks about. Let's say arithmetic lies with the NDA. But the chemistry which possibly Tejasvi had in 2020 is missing this time.
But not ready. I think, Preeti, every election is new. And if you look at, all surveys, they are projecting Tejasvi as a most popular chief minister. Look at that Sea Voter survey that puts, the gap between Rahul Gandhi and Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the context of Bihar is becoming very close. It's 51%, 41%. So all these things are there. I think the key point is Congress, which was a weak link in 2020. They have done a lot of, hard work. And this time they are trying to, instead of upper caste thrust, they are trying to get the Ati Pichhda caste, some of the, JDU, caste combination that is there. Whether they'll succeed or not, remember the Congress has changed its PCC chief also who come from Ati Pichhda. So they are making a very serious bid. Whether this gamble will play or not, we'll get to know. I think the Congress performance is key to this election. If they do well and there's a collapse on the part of JDU, we'll have something very stunning on this 14th of November.
All right, well, that is what a lot of, it's really interesting because in Bihar, usually what has been anticipated or predicted, what happens is completely the opposite. Bihar is a classic state that has given stunning election results. But okay, we've been joined by Amitabh Tiwari in the final leg of this debate. But Amitabh Tiwari, you've joined us at a time where we are discussing what is the arsenal or the chinks in the armor of either side of the alliance.
No, see, especially if you see Mahagathbandhan, they are still suffering from the structural weaknesses which they have, correct? So their ability to expand the vote base beyond the MY combination, their ability to add EBC and or Dalit votes into their bouquet, that is one of the challenges. The alleged stigma of Jungle Raj, of the fear factor, which still resonates with the, you can say, 35 plus age category senior citizens, especially the upper caste and the non-Yadav OBC voters. These are two of the weaknesses of Mahagathbandhan. In terms of the NDA, the popularity of Nitish, of course, has declined in the third and fourth term because he has been seeing largely making attempts to save his chair, moving from NDA to Mahagathbandhan and then coming back. However, he still retains that 12 to 15% core vote block. So I think in NDA, the larger issues are risk of transfer of votes, because there is distrust between JDU and LJP. There is also likely to be a tussle between the supporters of BJP and JDU, because the BJP supporters want to have their own chief minister post the elections. And some of the BJP supporters are not very happy as to why Nitish Kumar's party, which has almost half the seats of BJP, is getting the same number of seats or might even get up one seat more than the BJP. And the BJP still is continuing with Nitish Kumar as the CM face. So there is a section of voter which is not happy with this fact, and they moved to the LJP in 2020 because the vote transfer was 75% from JDU to BJP, but it was only 55% from BJP to JDU. 20% moved to LJP. Now these guys have Prashant Kishore in a way as an option. So how much damage does Prashant Kishore give to JDU in this election? Can he play the role of Chirag Paswan in 2020? Because the ability of NDA to win precisely depends upon how better JDU does. Because the JDU will need to win at least 50 seats for the NDA to win this election. So there are, I mean, wheels within both the partners, and the EBC outreach also, I think, of the Mahagathbandhan or the Congress is too little too late, because it's all about representation, and the Mahagathbandhan has not been giving a lot of tickets to the community, that there is a distrust between EBC and the Yadav community there. That also needs to be bridged.
Well, you know, interesting analysis at one end where the Mahagathbandhan is concerned. You had Rashid Kidwai, who clearly said it's the Congress that needs to perform here. The JDU needs to perform, and ultimately it will also depend on how the Jan Suraj performs. And that will have an impact on how the Mahagathbandhan and the NDA perform. So it's a tight web there. But Ashok ji and Pankaj ji, to bring you both back into this conversation, kaun aage, kaun piche? But Ashok ji, one thing is clear, agar aap dekhein, it is Bihar, which has always been unpredictable.
पिछले चुनाव में आपको याद होगा कि दोनों गठबंधन के बीच जो वोटों का डिफरेंस था 12,768 वोट था। तो एक एक वोट इम्पॉर्टेंट है, एक एक पार्टी इम्पॉर्टेंट है। इसीलिए अगर हर दिन वीआईपी के जो नेता हैं बोल रहे हैं कि हमको डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर पोस्ट चाहिए, और आरजेडी वाले हालांकि मना कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो एक रिपोर्ट के अनुसार 3 महीने में 27 बार बोले कि हमको डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर का पोस्ट चाहिए। तो वो उनका हर किसी का टेंट्रम हर किसी को सहना इसलिए पड़ रहा है कि एक एक वोट इम्पॉर्टेंट है, और सबको पता है कि अगर वीआईपी छोड़ के जाएगा तो उनके साथ जो निषाद वोट है, जो केवट वोट है, लगभग 3-4% वोट है, वो छिटक जाएगा। तो हर कोई ऐड करना चाह रहा है। वो 12,700 का जो पिछली बार का आंकड़ा है, उसको सब ध्यान में रख के सारा अलायंस हो रहा है, सारा उसी पे खेल हो रहा है।
52 seats, viewers. Last time there were 52 seats where the winning margin was less than 5,000. So, you know, one can well imagine how close the contests could really come in. पर संजय जी, कौन आगे कौन पीछे, क्या लग रहा है अभी?
प्रदीप, 2 चीज़ें बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग है। एक तो प्रशांत किशोर की एंट्री हुई है, और उसके बारे में कुछ पता नहीं कि क्या करेंगे और कितना % वोट शेयर आएगा, किसका डेंट करेंगे। लार्जली जो हम बिहार गए, लोगों से बातचीत की, तो पता लग रहा है कि वो एनडीए को कहीं ना कहीं डेंट कर रहे हैं लार्जली। अब एनडीए को कितना डेंट होगा, लेकिन पिछले कई सालों के चुनाव को देखिए तो ये मेरा व्यक्तिगत रूप से मानना है, ये आगे पीछे नहीं कह सकते हैं, लेकिन नीतीश कुमार भले ही उनकी उम्र बहुत हो चली है, सेहत ठीक नहीं है, और लोग कह रहे हैं कि उनकी पॉपुलैरिटी कम हुई है, लेकिन वो सबसे बड़े फैक्टर हैं। आज भी महिलाओं में और ईबीसी वोटर में उनकी वही पकड़ बनी हुई है, और मुझे लगता है वो सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज है, वो जिसके साथ रहे।
So, Pankaj ji, you are saying it is going to be a Nitish Kumar who would possibly decide the fate for the NDA.
पिछले
सही बात?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही।
और महागठबंधन?
महागठबंधन में देखिए, कांग्रेस पिछली बार बैगेज बन गई थी, सीपीआई-एमएल और सब लोग मिलकर बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं। तेजस्वी ने एक बहुत अच्छा काम किया है, जिसको ग्राउंड पे लोगों ने नहीं समझा है। अगर वो टिकट बांटने में उस तरीके से कामयाब रहे तो मुझे लगता है जैसे 2024 के लोकसभा चुनाव में यूपी में हुआ, ऐसा हो सकता है। अगर टिकट उन्होंने ये किया कि यादव और मुसलमानों को कम दे करके ईबीसी को, कुशवाहा और दूसरी पिछड़ी जातियों को दे दिया, तो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चुनाव हो सकता है।
और जनसुराज इसमें कहाँ आएगा? अशोक जी कुछ बोलना चाह रहे हैं।
जैसे कि ये पंकज जी बोल रहे थे कि लोकसभा चुनाव में तेजस्वी बोल रहे थे कि हम माई बाप करना चाहते हैं, माई के साथ बाप का वो एक नारा दिए थे। बाप मतलब बी से बहुजन, ए से अगड़ा, फिर पी से पिछड़ा, तो सब मिलाकर आधी आबादी एक के लिए था। और उसी तरह अखिलेश ने यूपी में पीडीए का नारा दिया था, तो वो एमवाई में जोड़ पाए थे। उसी तरह का जो एडिशन था अखिलेश नहीं कर पाए थे, कुछ कर पाए थे, जैसे कुशवाहा वोट उनको मिला था सब्सटेंशियली। लेकिन आज एक खबर है कि आरजेडी एमवाई को बढ़ाने के लिए 10 कुशवाहा को और 12 भूमिहार को, या 12 भूमिहार और 10 कुशवाहा को सीट देने जा रही है। तो वो अगर एडिशन करेंगे तभी उनका चांस बनता है, नहीं तो एमवाई प्लस नहीं करेंगे तो दिक्कत होगा।
नहीं होगा। एक कंपोनेंट और चाहिए, जनसुराज। पंकज जी,
मैंने कहा नहीं, जनसुराज का भी स्लेट है ना, वो स्लेट पे कुछ लिखा हुआ नहीं, कोई जानता नहीं है। लेकिन लोगों ने जो मुझे बताया, एक एग्जाम्पल देके समझाना चाह रहा हूँ, वो ये है कि मान लीजिए कोई ऐसी सीट है जिस पे आरजेडी ने पिछड़ा दिया और जेडीयू ने पिछड़ा दिया। वहाँ पर अगर प्रशांत किशोर ने कोई फॉरवर्ड कास्ट का कैंडिडेट दे दिया तो वो जेडीयू को डैमेज हो जाएगा। इस हिसाब से वो एनडीए को कई सीटों पे डैमेज कर सकते हैं अगर उनके पास ऐसे मजबूत कैंडिडेट होंगे तो।
फाइनल वर्ड्स अमिताभ तिवारी, 30 seconds sir and 30 seconds Rashid Kidwai. Amitabh ji, go first sir.
पंकज जी के एग्जाम्पल में उसी सीट पे मुस्लिम कैंडिडेट को दे देगा तो क्या होगा? वही हुआ
उल्टा।
वही हुआ था जो बाई पोल्स में होगा। बाई पोल्स पे 90% डैमेज महागठबंधन को हुआ था। सो सबसे बड़ा डैमेज होगा अदर्स को। दूसरा सबसे बड़ा डैमेज उन्होंने ऑलरेडी कर दिया है तेजस्वी यादव को यूथ में उनकी पढ़ाई को लेकर के जो कंसिस्टेंटली किया है, उससे तेजस्वी यादव के ब्रांड या सपोर्ट अमंग्स यूथ डैमेज हुआ है। और तीसरा आप कह रहे हैं कि करप्शन का जो मुद्दा उठाया है उससे बीजेपी एनडीए का जो अपर कास्ट वोटर है उसमें डैमेज होगा। तो एलजेपी ने पिछली बार 40 सीट पे एनडीए को और 32 सीट पे महागठबंधन को नुकसान पहुंचाया था।
30 seconds Rashid Kidwai ji. Final comment sir, then going to close the bulletin. Go ahead sir.
Bihar had a very towering leader, Sitaram Kesri was a Congress president. He used to always say about in such situation कि परिणाम चौंका देने वाले होंगे. So I think let's wait what happens in Bihar next.
All right, well, let's leave it at that. Thank you all gentlemen for joining us, as well as Manisha Priyamji. She's left us a bit early, but thank you. We're going to keep a keen eye on all developments and your one-stop destination right here on India Today.
ये हमारी संस्कृति नहीं है और नहीं है।
छह भूमि में नंगा नाच करवा रहे हैं आप, तमीज़ी कर रहे हैं उल्टा। आप बाहर आओ तब बताते हैं तुम्हें।
उनकी सभ्यता आप लोग खराब कर रहे हो। उत्तराखंड से जो लड़कियां भाग रही हो, आपसे इंस्पायर होकर भाग रही हैं।
Uproar over a fashion rehearsal in Rishikesh. On Friday, what was meant to be a simple ramp walk rehearsal for an upcoming Diwali fair quickly turned into a heated showdown. The models were rehearsing for the event organized by Lions Club Rishikesh Royal. When members of the Rashtriya Hindu Shakti Sangathan interrupted the session. The Hindu group called the ramp walk anti-religious and claimed it was against the spiritual image of Rishikesh.
सनातन सभ्यता महिलाओं को बहुत लज्जा में रखना सिखाती है, शर्मो हया में सिखाती है, पूरे कपड़ों में सिखाती है। जिस तरीके से आप ये मॉडलिंग शो करा रहे हो बच्चों को, जो इस तरीके से छोटे छोटे कपड़े बना के आप यहाँ कर रहे हो, ये दिस इज नॉट ऋषिकेश कल्चर। ये शहर हमारा धर्मनगरी कल्चर नहीं है।
Some models held their ground and confronted the protesters.
तो आप भी हमें कुछ मत बोलो, हम जो कर रहे हैं हमें करने दीजिए।
और ये चीज नहीं कर रहे कि यहाँ पे कुछ गलत चल रहा है।
फंडामेंटल राइट्स है, उस राइट्स
तो आप इसमें ऐसे लोग राइट्स की बात तो करो ही मत, जैसे राइट्स की बात मत करो। बेटा बॉलीवुड ने नाच मार रखा है, बेटा बॉलीवुड ने नाच मार रखा है।
The event organizers later clarified that the show is aimed to empower young women.
हमारे द्वारा प्रॉपर तरीके से जो उनकी कॉस्ट्यूम्स हैं, जिसमें हमने लास्ट ईयर जो एथनिक वियर्स हैं, जिसमें हमारे जो गढ़वाली प्रधान है कपड़े हैं, उनको भी पहन के भी हमने उनको वॉक करने का मौका दिया था। तो ऐसी कोई भी चीज़, मैं आपको पूरा विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूँ कि ऐसी कोई भी चीज़ नहीं होती जो कि हमारी संस्कृति या हमारी किसी कल्चर को ठेस पहुँचाए।
The event
finally held on October 4th, and Muskan Sharma won the contest. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, who we have with us are two feisty girls. We hear so much about smash patriarchy. These two girls actually did smash patriarchy and went on not just to contest the Miss Rishikesh pageant, but also to win it. Muskan Sharma, the last time you were seen, were telling off a gentleman on what really is Indian culture. You have been crowned as Miss Rishikesh. Muskan, welcome to The Point. We have Pooja Gupta with us, second runner-up. Rishikesh, she was also one of the girls you saw in that video that went viral. Both of you, many congratulations. And I would think there'll be so many of the other girls sitting there and they'll be saying, you go girls. What you did was fantastic. And it's amazing how you handle that kind of pressure, especially, you're so young. To tell somebody off on what really is Indian culture, and they're not standing there as the custodians of Indian culture to tell you what to wear and what not to wear. I think you won the pageant even before you won the crown and the sash, because just the way the both of you reacted. But Muskan, congratulations. First up, how happy are you feeling?
Thank you. I'm so happy winning this crown and this title and this pageant. It was really a win-win situation for me. And I'm really happy that now every woman know that they have to take stand for themselves.
Muskan, tell me what happened. There was one video, and Pooja, I'm going to get you in also. Let's start with Muskan. There was one video, and Muskan, you can be seen arguing with this gentleman. I'll give our viewers a little bit of context because they saw the setup story. This gentleman is one of the presidents of the many self-claimed Hindu groups, and he barged into the rehearsal of Miss Rishikesh, and he was telling the girls that they shouldn't be wearing certain clothes which go against Indian culture. The girl in the black is Muskan, and that video has gone viral ever since, and now Muskan has won the pageant. But Muskan, what happened on that day? Can you tell us? What exactly happened when you were rehearsing?
Yes, so we were rehearsing. We are on the break. We all were sitting, practicing our interview round. And the gentleman stepped in and said, now the pageant is over, you may all leave. So my question was, why? So the guy said to me, because this is not the culture we are showing. Look at your clothes. Now you have to step out.
He told you कि आप अपने कपड़े देखिए कि आप क्या पहन के आई हैं. That's what he told you.
Yes. This is not the culture we are seeing, and this is not the Uttarakhand culture, and the pageant will not happen now. Now you have to step out. That's what he said.
And what did you say, Pooja? For those who haven't seen the video, though we've aired it.
Thank you. But मेरा रिएक्शन भी सेम ही था, क्योंकि हमारे कपड़ों से जजमेंट नहीं होता, एंड वो सीधा एंटर करते हैं एंड देन शाउटेड कि सब खत्म है एंड जाइए. तो we both are starting argument with him.
तो आप दोनों क्योंकि आप दोनों दिख रहे हो उस वीडियो में, तो पूजा आप लोगों ने क्या बोला?
So my first reaction was, sir, you can't break someone's passion and dream like this. Because जितनी भी लड़कियां वहाँ पे बैठी थी, they all had a, this mindset. They want to win a title of Miss Rishikesh, win a pageant, and start their career.
पूजा, आपने क्या बोला? आपकी क्या थिंकिंग थी तब?
मेरी थिंकिंग यही थी कि आप कपड़ों पे आके जजमेंट दे रहे हैं, और सोसाइटी में काफी ऐसे गलत काम होते हैं, लाइक खुलेआम अल्कोहल बिक रहा है. इन सब चीजों के लिए क्यों नहीं बोल रहे हैं? हम लड़कियों को आके क्यों हम ब्लेम कर रहे हैं? पहले उन सारी चीजों को रोकिए.
मुस्कान, एंड देन दैट जेंटलमैन लेफ्ट द बिल्डिंग. वो बिल्डिंग से चले गए.
जो आपको दिख रहे हैं वहाँ पे होटल के मालिक, he asked him to step out. So he stepped out, and I don't know what happened afterwards because we were inside the
ये
room.
वीडियो कौन ले रहा था?
I think there was some news reporter and some people were there. There was some conference going on in the same hotel.
अच्छा. And फिर ये वीडियो वायरल होता है, पर आपका जो pageant है, it takes place as it is. You rehearse, you wear the clothes you want to wear,
Yes.
और आपका pageant ऐसे कैसे हुआ? Is that true?
Yes.
मुस्कान, the kind of, क्योंकि एक माइंडसेट होता है स्पेशली इन स्मॉल टाउन्स दैट यू शुडंट वेयर सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ क्लोथ, लड़कियों को बाहर देर नहीं जाना चाहिए, तो ये एक ट्रू टेस्ट था of you girls who actually stood up against that kind of pressure. पर मुस्कान थोड़ा बताइए, how much is there is pressure as girls, young girls, you must be feeling it in, you know, in ऋषिकेश और in मतलब दिल्ली में भी होता है, ऋषिकेश तो इससे भी छोटा शहर है.
यस एक्चुअली हम यूजुअली गर्ल्स को यही सिखाते हैं कि आप प्लीज चुप रहो, आप बीच में मत बोलो, अगर बड़े बात कर रहे हैं, आप इतनी रात को बाहर क्यों घूम रहे हो, आप जल्दी से घर चले जाओ, या आपने क्या पहना है. So I think you are no one asking me this question if my parents are allowing me this.
Pooja, have you felt the
same
pressure?
thing.
हाँ, बताओ.
According to me कि हमारे कपड़े हैं और हम अपनी पसंद से पहन रहे हैं, और मैं लड़कियों को भी यही सिखाती हूँ कि गलत के आगे कभी नहीं झुकना चाहिए, हमेशा अपने लिए आवाज़ उठानी चाहिए. इनफैक्ट माई मदर ऑल्सो सेइंग कि बेटा कभी भी गलत के आगे मत झुकना. तो आई एम ऑलवेज राइट कि गलत के आगे नहीं झुकना, और उस दिन भी वो गलत थे तो हमने उसके लिए आवाज़ उठाई.
मुस्कान, पेरेंट्स का फुल सपोर्ट था?
Yes. Even my mom saw the video.
क्या बोला आपकी मम्मी ने? कि एक तो मुस्कान आप वायरल हो गए हो, पर क्या बोला आपकी मम्मी ने?
My mom said, firstly I went home and then I said to my mom, you know what, I had a fight today and this happened. So my mom firstly was angry that why did you spoke to a guy who is like a uncle to you, a big guy, जिससे आप बात कर रहे हो, आपने कैसे बात करी? तो मैंने बोला no, I didn't said anything wrong and he was commenting on my clothes. So my mom said, okay, then it is right.
Then it is right.
Yeah, because he's no one. He's not the one who got me those clothes. He's no one telling me what should I wear.
पूजा, जब वीडियो देखा आपके पेरेंट्स ने, आपकी फैमिली ने क्या रिएक्शन था?
फर्स्ट टाइम तो मम्मा बहुत शॉक कि बेटा ऐसे लोगों से, नेता वगैरह से पंगा नहीं लेते. बट मैंने उनको जब पूरी सिचुएशंस बताई तो शी इज़ ऑल्सो सपोर्टिंग मी कि तुमने अच्छा किया और ऐसे ही जवाब देना चाहिए ऐसे लोगों को.
मुस्कान, जब ये वीडियो वायरल हुआ, आपको पता है ना कितना वायरल हो गया ये वीडियो? जब ये वायरल हुआ, लोगों ने फोन तो किया होगा आपको, कैसे रिएक्शंस मिल रहे थे?
मुझे बहुत सारे कॉल्स आए, इवन माय फैमिली, माय फ्रेंड्स, and I got a lot of news reporters calls, and there was a time when I was fed up because I have to speak a lot of people ki
बहुत बात
giving them the same scenario again and again. And then there was a point that I silenced my phone and I slept off for a moment so I can relax my mind.
And focus on the pageant?
Yes, I focused in on it.
That's what, and that's how you won it, which is amazing. But Pooja, lots of reactions, बहुत reactions आए होंगे, लोगों ने फोन किया होगा, mostly तो बोला होगा well done बेटा, बहुत बढ़िया काम किया.
हाँ, काफ़ी सारे रिएक्शंस थे, कुछ सपोर्ट भी मिला, कुछ लोगों ने बोला भी कि नहीं तुमने गलत किया. बट आफ्टर दिस उस टाइम पे मेरा फोकस मेन था कि मेरे को मेरा पेजेंट्री पे फोकस करना है, क्योंकि अभी सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट वो है. देन मैंने उस दिन तो कुछ भी कॉल पिक्स नहीं करे, अदरवाइज उसके बाद तो बहुत कॉल मैसेजेस आए और काफ़ी लेडीज़ ने मुझे सपोर्ट किया कि बेटा तुमने सही जवाब दिया. दैट्स वाई आई एम वेरी हैप्पी कि लेडीज़ मुझे सपोर्ट कर रही थी, जो हमारी गर्ल्स हैं वो मुझे सपोर्ट कर रही थी. हमारी जनरेशन इस चीज़ को समझती है.
पूजा, अगर आप लोग, क्योंकि अभी आप देखो एग्जाम्पल बन गए हो स्पेशली, और मैं बार बार बोलना चाहूँगी क्योंकि जो स्मॉल टाउन प्रेशर होता है ना वो कुछ अलग ही होता है, क्योंकि उसमें आपको कॉन्स्टेंटली पुल डाउन, क्योंकि इतने छोटा सोसाइटी होती है, इतनी छोटी आपकी मतलब जिनसे आप मिलते हो, इट्स सच अ क्लोज निट पीपल एंड द सिटी, के बहुत प्रेशर हो सकता है. अगर आपको somebody sitting in ऋषिकेश या कहीं पर भी आप जैसी लड़कियों को कोई मैसेज देना हो, आप क्या बोलोगे? पूजा, गो फर्स्ट एंड देन आई विल गो टू मुस्कान.
मेरा तो यही होगा, अपना कॉन्फिडेंट लेवल हमेशा हाई रखना, सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंट कभी भी कम मत होने देना, और अपने हक की लड़ाई हमेशा लड़ना, कभी भी किसी से दबने की ज़रूरत नहीं है.
मुस्कान?
So I would like to say to all of the ladies, not even ladies, to everyone, a guy or a kid, if you are right somewhere, please fight for your rights, because no one else will step in and fight for you until or unless you want to fight for yourself.
Pooja,
So first,
Right, Pooja, what is the next अगला outfit क्या पहनना है?
Ma'am, I was literally loved it, the short dresses and all. And next,
Next is
I'm
just a
wearing my short dress.
You're wearing your short dress.
Yeah, and backless gown and all.
Well done. It'll look beautiful, I'm sure. Muskan, what's the next outfit?
So it depends on the situation and the place. If I'm going temple, I'm gonna wear suit and salwar. If I'm going somewhere
course.
party, I'm gonna wear party dress.
You're going to wear a party dress. And career-wise, what's the next move, Pooja? Agla, what is the next thing?
I'll go for Miss Uttarakhand and then Miss Stamina Uttarakhand and also Miss India also.
Muskan?
Now you are about to see me winning a lot of pageants.
I wish both of you all the best and thank you for doing what you did because, you know, it always serves as an example. And a lot of young girls who'd be watching and sometimes don't say anything back when they, you know, when they are faced with a similar situation, will hopefully take a small cue and a small, you know, leaf from your book. But thank you, both of you, for joining us. More power to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.